Hello, this is Mountain Limited, back for another Batman video. This time it's Batman and Robin and the origins of the Batcave. Beneath the harmless looking Gotham City, there's some dust on my camera. Residents, or at least the screen where I look for it. Residents, a unique giant cavern lies hidden from the world. This is the famed Batcave, nerve center of the brilliant war against crime waged endless center of the brilliant war against crime waged endlessly by the great Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder. I wouldn't say brilliant war, or just say war. Anyway, but what of the Batcave? How did it come into being? What are its secrets? What is the fantastic story of its past? For the first time, the amazing story is now told in the amazing adventure called The Origins of the Batcave, made by Bob Kane, most likely not made by Bob Kane. Also, I don't think anyone wants to know the origins of the Batcave. Counting it's literally a cave. I mean, you heard to say new giant geology class. Geography class. But you know what, we don't get a good show, and hey, Indians. I should have paused there, that would make good. Oh. Anyway. One evening in the secret Got it. One evening in the secret Batcave, fabulous headquarters of Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder, our new electronic equipment is putting too much strain on our wiring. We better rewire with this special cable. That means a digging job. To get the cable underground, I'll get the shovel. Soon after, in the midst of their labors, Batman, look! What I dug up, an old piece of pottery, with some strange-looking inscriptions on it. That looks like an American Indian symbols, Robin. Very interesting. When we're finished with this job, we'll examine it more closely. Later, in the the crime lab, you got to say that geologic evidence points to the pottery being 300 years old. Yes, and it establishes that the fact that the Batcave is at least that old. As for the inscription, well, need a translator for that. Golly, imagine the Batcave being that old. So, this place has been always intrigued me. How did you ever find it in the first place? Oh, look like we're in for a session of reminiscing. Well, I don't mind. I'm kind of fascinated by the Batcave myself. As Batman and Robin's story began, actually, Robin, the Batcave was first discovered by accident. I have no idea it existed when I purchased this house. As Bruce, yes, Mr. Wayne, I'm sure you're going to find this house very comfortable. If he only knows that in this house becomes the legend of Batman will begin. I had planned to use the old barn as the rear of the property as my secret headquarters, but one day as I was testing the floor, it suddenly gave way. Also, cool jacket. I am falling, but to where? What could possibly be under this barn? I soon found out. Unluckily, the way The hay falling with me cushioned my collision with the rocky cavern floor. A cave, a tremendous cave full of bats, an omen if I ever saw one. And look, I quickly explored the cave, soon found a tunnel and would lead me to the surface, and I also was able to determine that the cave ran directly under my house. The cave shall be my headquarters. I'll call it the Bat Cave. I'll close off the tunnels and have a secret entrance to my house, which I judge to be right above me. My entrance to the Bat Cave was soon established. A long flight of stairs reached through the grandfather clock in the study. Perfect. And now to equip my Bat Cave with all the modern weapons against crime. I adopted you soon after, Robin. Surely you remember the day we set up the new crime lab. These files will contain the most complete data on criminal activities and personalities ever compiled by the agency. Any agency. By right, Robin, and when I get this stethoscope machine set up, it will enable us to identify minute particles by the color spectrum breakdown. And how about the use of the works that we went through when we used the barn as an exit for the Batplane and the Batmobile? We must remember to keep that winch in perfect running order, Robin. Without it the Batplane and Batmobile would be marooned. So here's the actual map of the Batcave. So the garage, the winch to get the Batmobile and Batplane up, stairs to the living room, the Batcave entrances, the laboratory, storeroom, garage, barn, house. Of course, I don't think anyone gave up us a bigger kick than to watch the Hall of Trophies begin, with a crowd with mementos of crimes had solved. Exit another crowd's adventures, enter another exhibit for all our trophies. This one is the glass eyes used by blind man and strokes in Bermuda diamond smuggling case. Oh, there was a Batman comic where he fought a Hawaiian diamond smuggler called Dr. 50. I think that's supposed to be a reference of it supposedly was in Hawaii and was a containment manager on Bermuda. I think I did a video with him in it. But we have some knotty problems to lick, didn't we? For instance, there was the bat signal, which we couldn't see through the bat cave. This does it. Any time a bat signal flashes in over police headquarters, it will simultaneously send us a radio beam that will illuminate the red bulb. And that will be our cue to get moving over to Commissioner Gordon's office. Remember when we solved a television problem, we devised an intricate indoor antenna which was hooked up in relay to the innocent-looking antenna of Bruce Wayne's roof. And that's the news this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect reception. Another job, but well done, Robin. And as well, the memories fade away. We return to the present. Well, yes, Robin, the Batcave has become a legend by itself. And tomorrow we'll learn more about it when we have this inscription translated. Next morning, as millionaire Bruce Wayne and his ward Dick Grayson visit the curator of a large museum. Very interesting, Miss Wayne. Yes, I agree that it's roughly 300 years old. Can you translate these questions for us? Well, it's hard to be exact, but the translation here is freely. But translating it freely, it says something like "death to the man of two identities." That's oof. That's bad for him, Bruce Wayne, and Dick Grayson. And later, it's uncanny, Bruce. The inscription was written 3 centuries ago, yet it has modern, definite modern meaning. How could it be? I don't know, but I could give anything to find out, and I won't be happy till I do. That afternoon, there's only one good thing to do, Dick. We must go back in time 300 years to solve the riddle of the pottery. I mean, that's a bit extreme. It could just be... Sometimes it may have... I mean, he did say he did it freely. You can say the note here. Translate it freely. So it could just be wrong. Or the fact that... I mean, it's 300 years. It may just be... He just... part of something. I mean, it is only just half a pot. Could be an entire collection. Like Greeks, they had stories over several pots. So technically, it could just mean someone else too. That means Professor Nichols, the scientist who sent us back in time before. Let's see him right away. Yeah, this guy's a recurring helper of Batman and Robin back in the day. Not anymore, I don't believe. Anyway, and later, in the strange laboratories of Professor Nichols, a scientist whom unique method of have success penetrating the time barrier, first hypnosis, then I'll turn on the time machine. 300 years to the time when your suburb of Gotham City was land of Indian warfare. A weird ringing in their ears and the sensation of dropping off into the bottomless abyss, being caught up in a giant pool of blackness, and the lawmen begin their fantastic trip back through the centuries. And then, as the violent spinning stops and the veil of blackness abruptly falls away, we're here. Imagine, Bruce, this is the outskirts of what someday will be Gotham City. Hold it. Listen. Hoof beasts. We'd better change into our Batman and Robin uniform to be ready for whatever action comes along. Horses, he means. Moments later, Batman looked 2 Indians on a warpath after that white man. It looks more orange. I mean, they all look kind of orange. The only colors here are orange and white, so... And that frontiersman's horse has stumbled. Come on, Robin, we'd better make this our fight too. No scraps today, fellows, if you don't mind. And as the grim battle ensues, let's get rid of that knife, and let's get rid of that bow and arrow. Robin is in trouble. I've got to get there fast. Then, as the great Batman moves with blinding speed, fasten his single cord around its wrists. Robin, I'll divert this rock and grab. I've diverted the rock. Grab the silken cord. No, he didn't. An Indian did. Even shown there. He's over here. Hold on, Batman. I'll be up in a minute. A moment later. Nice to see you, Robin. You're too late, though. Looks like this fight is over. It's just as well. My knees are still shaking. Then, as Batman puts the unconscious Indians on the horses, these forces will find their way home, and those warriors will probably be outlawed from the tribe for disgracing it. Batman, come here. He's stirring. Soon after, white men, thank heavens. Your garb is strange, I do not know it. But you're welcome sight. You saved my life. Oh, my leg, I'm afraid I broke it. Take it easy now. My name is Jerry Cobb. Those Indians ambushed me on the way to my secret headquarters. Come, carry me. I'll show you. Following the injured man's directions, Batman and Robin carry him to the base of the giant tree, where a twist of branches and doors and tree trunks suddenly spring open. They're rigged. They're rigged this up myself. There, rigged up myself. Clever, eh? There's a tunnel leads down into a cave. Come on, Robin, I'll go first. You lower him down to me. So he built a sort of bat cave in a bat cave. Because it's a bat cave and it's also entrances like a bat cave. Anyway, shortly afterwards, here, where I hide and disguise myself as an Indian, I see all those bats. They've given me place. It's named. Its name. I call it my bat cave. Whispering, this is all right. I can tell by the contour. This is our man of two identities, Robin. A man who's double as an Indian. I will explain everything quickly. Actually, I'm a spy, and this is how I operate. Coe story. These Redmonds attacks on the westernmost colonies had become more and more savage, and usually caught us by surprise. You're a brave man, Coe. Oh, it's Coe, not Cobb. Going off to spy on the savages for us. It's the only way. It's the only way. If we can learn their plans ahead of time, we can defeat them. And I have a scheme that may work. My idea was to mingle with the Indians as one of them, operating from the base nearby. Luckily, I discovered my bat cave. It was a perfect spot. The red stain brew from tree bark. It colors my skin perfectly for my role as an Indian. I had no trouble mingling with the Indians, as in a time of uprising, many tribes ally and mix. New faces are not uncommon. The Algonquins and the Huron just arrived. I must go get this information to Captain Booth at Fort George. Also, it looks like there's something written there, but I can't read it out. My operation was successful, and the Indians' attack were beaten off one by one. But soon, the old chief knew there must be a spy in their midst. They're telling the medicine man his medicine is bad. He must find the spy in the camp. I'd best be extra careful. I wasn't caught. I made my report for Fort George, then started back here. Unluckily, I ran into those Indians, but I'm sure they didn't know who I really was. You'd better rest now. I've set your leg in a splint. We'll see that you get what you need. But now, just when my espionage is needed most, I'm helpless. Those Indians are planning a major campaign. I'm unable to spy on them, and the fates of the whole colony are in the balance. Don't be too discouraged. Perhaps there's a way. Maybe I could take over for you after I've changed a few things around here. I've noticed you leave your horses unattended while you're down here, whistling for him when you come up. That's bad. The animal could lead Indians to the cave. Come on, Robin, we've got work to do. In that log cabin I've spotted before. Soon after, in the abandoned log cabin above the bat cave. Jesus Christ, this video is quite long. Sorry for my language, but this is the longest comment I've read yet. A few of the concentrated explosive pills from my utility belt should be enough to blow a hole through to the bat cave. And with this vine and all this timber lying around, we'll rig up a real surprise for Jeremy Coe. A few hours later, as Batman and Robin complete their labors, shades of the winch, the real Batcave. There you are, Coe. You ride your horse into the cabin, then you come down your horse down after you. Well, I swan. The whole floor of the cabin comes down, Coe. You just have to learn how to handle these ropes made of vine. Soon after, what are you doing with that birch bark? Looks like some sort of pipe. You'll see. I noticed you haven't had some hand mirrors and the kind Indians use to flash signals with sunlight. Robin, would you go get him? Shortly afterwards, I called a periscope, Coe. I'm raising it through its opening into the ceiling, and twisting it around. You'll be able to see it all directions, possibly spot an attack on this cave. Not exactly an electronic warning device nor television, but those things haven't been invented yet. Neither was the periscope. So yeah. And as Batman continues rearranging the old Batcave, we can use some dye from bark to color our skin, and there much more you can do. These different species of bark, leaves, and herbs can provide medical tanning agents, chemicals, a whole variety of things. The Crime Lad frontier style. Then, don't you think it would be a nice idea to start a trophy collection? Here, a bow and arrow used by Indian Robin was fighting. That's a good beginning. They were Huron Indians. That's good to know. For the description. I was wondering if Batman would forget the Hall of Trophies. That's a real unusual arrowhead. It would be great of any collection. And soon after, I've set up the disguised wardrobe, just like the ones in the modern Batcave. Yes, and how now to pick an appropriate disguise for my role as an Indian spy. Quickly, Batman transforms himself into an Indian, not bothering to hide his true feathers from Coe, since his adventures in the past and the Batman's identity mean nothing. You look perfect, but take it easy. This is a dangerous mission. I've got my Batman uniform in my quiver For emergencies, you stay here, take care of Coe. I'll take the spare horse and trot to the redskin camp, Indian style. It will appear I've come a long way. And so it is that the great Batman becomes an Indian of the 3 centuries ago. I've never dreamed I'd be doing this one day. Later, at the Indian encampment, as Batman is accepted without a due suspicion, a war council plotting the next move of that circling line looks like the Paramo River, and apparently their plan is attack at the river junction. I've seen enough now to slip away. There's a lot of writing in this. Although there's not left, so. But then, an unforeseen stroke of bad luck, a sudden drenching cloudburst. My disguise washed away, they're shooting at me. There's the pottery with the death threat from the man of two identities. Well, my Batman identity, he is my only chance. I'll try to confuse them. Like greased lightning, the Batman Indian dart into a nearby grove, appearing a monument later, a real Batman. Brief storm blow away. Who are you, man who looks like Bat? Good. One of them speaks English. I'll try to make them think I'm some sort of special medicine man. I'll show Batarang and magic for a while to impress them. I've got to stall them for time. I contact Robin via the Bat radio and have him come galloping in to rescue me. It's a clinch. I can't run from it. But moments later, my belt radio not working, and the rainwater must have gotten onto it. These smoke pellets will divert them from now. Oh, but how can I contact Robin if only I had bat signal? Then, as the sudden thought strikes the corner of lawman, signals! Of course, the Indian kinds of signals! Smoke signals! But how to signal Robin? Then, before the eyes of the superstitious savages, look, this smoke is so thick and holds the shapes of my bat like cape. Man who looks like Bat has powerful medicine. He calls upon great spirits. Meanwhile, back in the cave, smoke signals in the shape of bats. That's a 17th century bat signal if I ever saw one. I've got to rush. Soon after, great to see you, Robin. Mind if I hitch a ride? No, sir. But it looks like these chaps mind. We'd better hightail it out of here. Final page. They'll pick up our trail for them right too. We've led them right to the Bat Cave. That's unfortunate, but we can't leave Coe here helpless. We've got to get him to safety. Shortly afterwards, as the lawmen bring Jeremy Coe out of the Bat Cave and rush for Fort George, they've reached it. They've set the log cabin on fire. No matter, the Bat Cave has served its purpose for now. after their hard journey. Jeremy Coe, we thought you were dead. We have great news for you, Jerry. Huge reinforcements have arrived, and the Indians will be soon driven out. Robin, my eyesight's fading. We'd soon slip back into the present. Hurry, we got to get out of our uniforms. And as astonishing as it began to do, so does the remarkable adventure into the past come to an end. Thank you, Doctor. Our archaeological trip into the past proved successful. We discovered the secrets of our strangest piece of pottery. But later, the modern Batcave. But now that we're in the real Batcave, it seems like I've dreamed everything else. Batman, are we sure we weren't just hypnotized? Maybe we were, but then maybe we can prove our adventures existed. Let's just dig a little, Robin. And then, as Batman shovel strikes a metallic object, what do you say to this, Robin? Golly, it's a strange-looking arrowhead of Jeremy Coe's Hall of Trophies. I guess something really happened after all. Next time, other than the Batman Tales of the Bat Signal, it'll be Batman and Robin and the Human Firefly, the first appearance of Firefly, made by Volcane, most likely not made by Volcane. So, hope to see you next time, because this was Terminator Unlimited, signing out after reading the legendary tale of Batman and Robin and the origins of the Batcave. Hope to see you next time. Hope to see you then, and bye-bye. Bye.